Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Classic from Classic Live. Now, Jay Z. Jay Z. Yo, what's the deal? It's your boy Classic. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jay Z. Jay Z. Well, that's crazy. No, man. Hey, it's your boy Classic from Classic Live. And we got an exclusive interview with Jay Z, GQ. Now, he talked about a lot of stuff. He talked about the SA allegation that he faced and him and Diddy. He talked about Kendrick Lamar and Drake. A lot of people are kind of mad that Jay-Z, like, first of all, Jay-Z haven't done an interview in a long time. And the first people that he chose to give an interview to is GQ. Not nobody from the culture, but GQ. Like, that's strike number one. Strike number two. This dude had the audacity to say that this Kendrick versus Drake beef basically is played out. Now, it's crazy for Jay-Z to say this because Jay-Z has been a part of one of the most infamous battles versus Nas, Ether versus Takeover. And he said some very, Jay-Z didn't like the fact that Kendrick or Drake was involved in family or people, kids, and all this stuff. But Jay-Z actually said that himself when he was dissing Nas. So you gotta make it make sense. Like, it's crazy for Jay-Z to actually say that, and he participated in his own part of beef dealing with different rappers and everything. Maybe it's different for him now that he has kids and everything now, but just to take a big dump on the culture and saying battling shouldn't be a part of the culture, that's one of the elements of hip hop. So it's just crazy to see Jay-Z have this opinion that he's having about everything right now. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of wild. Shit, yeah, man, it's just very wild, man. Let me send these notifications out, and we gonna get to it in a second, man. We definitely gonna get to it in a second because what's been going on, this is like it's so crazy, bruh. I gotta share this. Hey, but y'all, hey, hit that like, subscribe if you new. We gonna get into this. I got a video that we can review. Not gonna be here all night long talking about this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the link out there. Let me put the link out there just in case anybody want to pull up, invite guests. And I think I got a video or two that we can look at. Now, if you want to join the link, all you have to do is hit the link that's on the full screen version of this stream. I got two of them. I got the vertical and I got the full live. Barbara J, what's the word? What's the word? Yeah, man, this whole Jay-Z stuff is crazy. Be right back, though. Be right back. Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. All right, we back. Man, my bad for that. Hey, Icy baby, what's going on? What's the word? What's the word with it? Man, you been MIA. All right, but yeah, bet though. Man, this whole situation is crazy because honestly, like, we knew that Jay-Z had to say something about being alleged in a situation with Diddy, especially since Diddy got convicted. A lot of people were saying that Jay-Z was next. And I really believe like this dude is trying to do whatever he can to just avoid the public scrutiny of being associated with doing anything that's on the same level as Diddy, just because of the fact that Diddy, he's been convicted. And this is it's crazy of a timing for him to drop everything now. Yeah, I have been texting you for sure. Now let's check this video out, man. Let me see if I can share this. Let me go to share. Is this the one right here? Now, Jay-Z is finally going to respond to this whole situation of being called the R word, which is wild, and a sellout. Uncontrollable anger. Now, the question is, A, do y'all think Jay-Z deserved this hate? Is this happening for no reason or all this stuff is justified? You feel me? But let's skip this ad and see exactly what's being said in this video real quick. Because just the allegations alone, that's crazy. But shout out to Comedy Hype too.
Reporting live from Rappers Club in Atlanta, Pride Plus News, I'm John Appa. In a very rare interview with GQ, rap mogul and businessman Jay-Z is finally admitting his feelings about being labeled a rapist last year when he was sued amid Diddy's heavily covered controversies. If you can recall, Houston-based attorney Tony Busby will end up kicking off a campaign for anyone tied to Diddy's wrongdoings and infamous freak-offs, in which a young lady would name Sean Combs and Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, as two people that would rape her when she was just 13 years old at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in 2000.
You see, it sound all bad already. It sound all bad already.
This news would take over social media, and many would even go on to believe that Carter may have actually done the alleged crime. Fortunately for him, however, the lawsuit would later be dropped, but it appears that he is still feeling damaged about the whole thing. While speaking to GQ, he would go on to reveal, "It was hard, really hard. I was heartbroken. I'm glad we got right to that so we could get that out the way. Like, I was really heartbroken by everything that occurred. We're in a space now where it's almost like consequence is not thought about enough because everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying? The whole lawsuit thing, that shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. You don't put that on someone. That's a thing. You better be super sure. It used to be like that. You had to be super sure before you put those kind of things on a person."
Now, he's saying that you got to be super sure. Do you think these people are lying? That's the question. Do you think these people are lying? What's up, Brian? What's the word with it, bro? Yeah, we were reviewing this whole Jay-Z GQ situation to where I don't know, it's not looking too good, man. Like, people not really feeling this whole interview. Michael, what's the word with it, G? My dog. Hey, man. Say, man. I already know I gave you mine and stuff over there on Twitch, man. But yeah, we watching this whole review of Jay-Z GQ interview to where he's talking about the allegations that he was faced with, this whole Diddy stuff. And on top of that, he weighed in on this whole situation about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And basically, he said, it's too petty to be beefing back and forth, which is wild. Jay-Z is one of those people that was on Ether and Takeover. They had like the craziest beef. So for now, you saying like, oh, it's not a good look to battle? Like, come on now.
Especially a person like me. Even when we were doing the worst things, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids. You hear those sayings, but those are the things that I took from the street. We lived and died by that. So it's strict for me, like it meant a lot to me.
Man, like that sound good, but is that's what he's really about? Sounds like Jay-Z is trying to get ahead of some facts that's about to come to light. And that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes when you when you do dirt allegedly or whatever you want to say, getting in front of stuff, sometimes you can do a good job of it, and then sometimes you can totally fumble it to where you do more damage and people will look at you as being guilty. So my whole take from this interview, it do sound like he was trying to cop a plea to where he can gather, and like you said, Brian, gather enough people to defend him in his claims. And it's really, I'm not gonna lie, I think he did a mediocre to bad effort of doing that. And another thing, I don't like the fact, how come he didn't go to Drink Chaps? How come he didn't go to, Joe Budden podcast? How come he didn't go to no podcast that's of the culture? Out of all places, you going to GQ? So basically, I guess you're bigger than the hip hop culture that you came from. Yeah, Barbara J said 100. Brian said, "Hey, Barbara J. Hey, Brian. Yeah, but let's continue."
I took that really hard. I knew that we were going to walk through that because, first of all, it's not true, and the truth at the end of the day still reigns supreme. Now, as the conversation continued, Jay would start to discuss some thoughts around his previous music, only to share another response to his 2025 rape allegation. According to Jay, he had the right people around him to help him get through the lawsuit. I needed the people around me more than ever because usually when I have that feeling, I would just make music and it would be therapeutic. I'd be able to blow it out and would move on. I had to sit in that for a long time. Now, what's interesting is that he would also go on to explain.
He had to sit in that for a long time. What Barbara J? You go where you want to control the narrative. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. But at the same time, I do believe if he'd have went somewhere like Drink Champs with Noriega, Jay-Z have enough clout to where he can just pull the rug from underneath him. Like, if he goes somewhere with Joe Budden, he can make sure he pull that underneath them also. Like, to be honest with you, GQ, I think Noriega, Drink Champs, they would kiss Jay-Z ass. So would GQ. They're not necessarily of the culture, so they have nothing to protect. Whatever Jay-Z is going to say, they're going to let him say it because it's Jay-Z. So, like, just overall, this Micah said it, but yeah, this is wild. It is wild, bro, because why now? Might be late for that. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, why now? You should have been said something about it long time ago, but now you're saying something about it after Puffy was already locked up and all that. Like, the timing seemed very fishy.
Why he decided to not settle instead of allowing it to drag out. So I have partners I have big deals with. I called my guy from LVMH. Hey man, this thing is coming and I can't get rid of it. I can't take a settlement. It ain't in my DNA. First I had to tell my wife. Let's back up. I know the weight that this is going to bring on our family. I can't do it. I would die. If I settled, make the thing go away. And for me, if I settled, make the thing go away. And for me, would have been cheaper. Yes, cheaper, quicker, move on with your life. I knew what was coming. I wasn't naive. I called again after my family, my partners. They were like, what do you need to help? Don't even worry. in a phone call, not even in a I got to go to the board with this. It was like a testament because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible. Now,
Look, Jay-Z has the bread to go to court with anybody. And I do believe the reason why he did that, not just for the sake of him being so quote unquote innocent or not, that's just to stifle anybody else that ever think about coming to court to say anything about him. Nobody wants to get hit with legal fees, lawyer fees, all that stuff to the point to where it'd damn near ruin their life and they'd have to file bankruptcy. So yeah, you get rid of one person, you make them an example. If anybody say anything, you put them with so many, you put a case on them so fast or a counterclaim so fast that it will make the next person think about that. So, my point of view from that whole situation, it is what it is, but I don't think he was doing it just for the fact of being safe. I think he was doing that to send a warning out to anybody else that ever think about doing anything that's close to that. Because all you got to do is set that example of one, and it'll make other people think twice before they doing anything, period. Jay's woman is probably pressuring him. This kind of stuff can seriously derail careers. Let's face it, Beyonce is getting into the washed up, irrelevant stature like Mariah Carey. Hey, Brian, I'm not gonna lie. Jay-Z do have a lot on the line with this. Like you said, they said the girl was 1-3. That's underage for sure. So that's a bad look, regardless. Like, you don't want to be the next R. Kelly. You don't want to be the next Diddy. So, like I'm saying, yeah, you putting money on people to where you don't want anybody else to come with any type of allegation at all. Brian, maybe it's time for next generation. Yeah, man. They're holding on to their success and their fame for like the longest, and there's always a changing of the guard. These people been on top for 20, 30 years plus type stuff, so they're always looking for the new talent.
only are we standing by you, but what do you need? I'm still dealing with that because that's a horrible thing to put on someone. It was like released the night of my daughter's movie premiere. Jay would later go on to express that he would end up being moved to tears when his daughter Blue still managed to show her support of her father. Jay and his team would ultimately try to sue Tony Busby for defamation as well as extortion, but the suit would end up being dismissed by a judge after Busby would be granted an anti-slap motion, which is a legal maneuver used to quickly dismiss baseless lawsuits aimed at chilling free speech or public participation. Now, outside of Jay's name coming up in legal troubles, his name has also been at the center of being called a capitalist and a sellout. For some, Jay has found himself using Black culture as a chess piece to get certain initiatives done, and siding over capital gain more than community gain. He would talk about the label and being called a sellout while discussing one of his verses. The only thing I heard coming up was the American dream. You can make it if you pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I heard that my entire life until we started being successful. Then it was like you're selling out because you're making money. People had this allure for the struggling artists. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day technology. I'm not going for that. I make art first, and then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in a capitalist structure.
Now, Jay-Z, like, I kind of agree with him on that because, yes, being Black, you can be pigeonholed and people are quick to look at you as a sellout if you do things that's deemed unconventional. But on the flip side of that, you purchasing or you being a part of the gentrification of the neighborhood that you grew up, that's where people are talking about. That's where people get that from. So it's not like these claims are coming out of nowhere. Like, I believe two things can be right at the same time. But Jay-Z, he played his part as far as disenfranchising different individuals for his own gain. And it's crazy because in the interview, he said he never victimized anybody. But what about the people that's in the community that you disenfranchised? So that's wild. Brian said, I'm surprised Usher hasn't been implicated in the E-Files and Diddy parties. Hey, it's crazy. It kind of went under the rug, but with the latest events of what was going on, the Grammys or the Oscars was going on the other day, they said that Usher and Bieber kind of got into it like at some little party. And yes, these parties that's going on and stuff like that. Diddy used to have a lot of these white parties and all that stuff to where you see damn, I forgot that guy's name, but Diddy was kind of responsible for having a lot of those white parties. So now, Jay-Z is the person next in line for that. Barbara J said, good point. Yeah, to what point though? To what Brian said, but just like as far as it's kind of man, I'm not gonna lie, it's very complex being a black person because yes, they can pigeonhole you into certain demographics and think that you're supposed to act a particular way, but all black people are different, and it's crazy because they say that we don't think alike, but then as soon as you show us that we don't think alike, they're quick to call names. Now, with this situation with Jay-Z, I think he put himself in the position to where people can call him a sellout because shit, just like I said, you're not going to any of these black podcasts or black outlets to say this message and the crazy part about it is GQ, how many black people, well, you got black people watching it now, but in totality, wouldn't you go to the place that's of your community, that's of your ilk? But I guess since you're a millionaire, billionaire, those things like Drink Champs and Joe Budden podcasts and all these other urban podcasts, I guess that isn't the best platform for you. So that's crazy. Barbara J said, I personally didn't hear anything about Usher in F-Files or yeah. No, I could agree. I didn't hear Usher on any of that stuff, but we do know Usher, been with Jermaine Dupri, and Jermaine Dupri, he's been receiving a lot of backlash, and that infamous video to where Usher, Kevin Hart, and who was that? I think that was like Trey Songz. They was doing some New Year's celebration stuff at Diddy house, and Diddy was talking about them stories about, oh yeah, I remember you used to have your shirt off and eat the cereal and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, that sounded very suspect. Brian said Bieber was known for hanging with Diddy, but something went down to where Bieber was blacklisted and just decided not to attend Diddy party. Yeah, and the crazy part about it is Bieber, like the dude was he was very successful at a young age. And if you don't have the right parents around to make sure that you're in the right company, yeah, you're going to get taken advantage of. They're going to drop you off at these studios, basically give you up unknowingly that these people are very wicked, and you're going to end up getting assaulted in some type of manner. Have the drink that you have, the underage drinking and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff go on to where now, you see Justin Bieber walking around, he do not look the same. I don't know if he's strung out or anything, but yeah, Bieber look like he's been going through it. And that's what the industry would do to you. The industry would chew you up and spit you out like you never existed.
The structure exists. I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never going to win like that. I have to deal with the reality of the world, and I'm going to navigate this world not only for me, but for a bunch of people that's been disenfranchised by a system that doesn't play fair for us. In order for us to progress forward, we have to deal with the world the way it is. Sometimes that means going out and starting your own company. Sometimes that means partnering with established companies because that's the world that we live in. There's nowhere you're going to go that Black people control distribution and control media. At some point, you're going to have to partner with somebody. There's so many different ways to go about being successful and achieving great things in music and beyond. I'm just open to all those, just seeing the world for what it is. Not like everything has to be 100% Black owned. It's Black owned if I own 1% of it. Elon Musk owns 20% of Tesla. You wouldn't say it's not his. You would not say it's not white owned. I don't even know if I've ever heard the term white owned. Jay appears to have responded to several of his brands not being fully Black owned, like when he would sell half of his ownership of Ace of Spades to LVMH back in 2021, and that infamous time when an employee picture of his streaming platform Tidal will go viral when people notice an all-white staff. This recent Jay-Z interview looks to be a part of a rollout for potential new music under a newly styled name, as he would share that 2026 is about playing more offense. Jay-Z currently has a 2-day concert series set for NYC at Yankee Stadium in July, and reportedly 1.6 million people have already jumped online with hope.
Yeah, now, what we got in the comments? 100. Bieber has some medical illnesses. Yeah, I don't know if it's stress related or what's going on, but yeah, we seen some stuff where like his eyes was twitching and doing all crazy type of stuff, man. So, I do hope everything is all good with him, because Bieber, he seemed like a cool little person. He never really was out there doing nothing crazy. He basically kind of stayed to himself, man. So, Brian surprised if he didn't after all. Yeah. Let's face it, Black people are the first, second, and last people to victimize their own. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes we do some things to our own kind before the next person will, and it seemed like we have the right to do that type stuff. Like we have the right to disenfranchise each other, but I think that's something that's learned for sure. But just overall, I think it's real crazy that like they said in this video, shout out to Comedy Hype, this is a part of some type of rollout. Jay-Z recently changed his name. You changing your name, that could be part of like you trying to dodge some legal stuff or whatever that's going on. 33rd, what's up with the 33rd? Now, I have no, like, you have to question. Like, my thing is, people will tell you anything, so it's up to you to decipher what's the BS and what's the truth. But as far as the timing with this whole situation, I really think that it's funny that he's dropping everything now. You had all this time to talk about everything that you wanted to, but now you choose everything now. So let's get into this video of Jay-Z talking about his thoughts about the whole Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. And shout out to Urban Politicians TV, man.
Chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing the side and he's putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have, what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year.
Oh man, here we go. And that's true though. Why has Eminem been so low key? Man, like that's speaking of low key, man, RIP to Chuck Norris, man. I was just talking to the homie the other day, like before hearing about like Chuck Norris passing and everything. But yeah, Chuck Norris, he was kind of low key also. And as far as Eminem being low key, I wonder like what's going on with him. Like you said, man, hopefully like everything is cool with his health and stuff. But yeah, when people don't be in the limelight as often as they used to be, it do make people wonder.
I think it was the right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like what's that got to do with me?
Word.
Have at it. Have fun. it's almost like not just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like, what the like what? I'm crazy. or do respect to him. Oh, do respectfully.
Or
like for what? To what end?
Yeah.
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time.
Before you had anything to do with it.
Yeah. I think, wait, what did it say? I think M is a new grandpa, so maybe that's why I too. What, Haley had a baby? Like, that'd be crazy, man. Like, I remember Eminem talking about Haley, and yeah, she grown up now. Bro said, Chuck isn't dead, we are. That's why. Chuck Norris is so bad, assuming he was his own pale pallbearer at his funeral. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen at the Summer Jam. That happened at Lexington TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
Mint Fleek, what is the Mint Fleek slugs in your hat, right?
It was slugs in your hat. It was a bunch of like little things that led up to that point. And then when it happened, I actually regret that because I really like Nas. He's a really nice guy.
But also to your point, like I remember I was like 10 or 11 when that happened. I was like,
pick a side.
Well, I was on your side.
Yeah, I can clearly.
But my position was I can't go out and buy Stillmatic or ask my parents to buy Stillmatic.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna borrow it and burn it because I can't deny one mic, you know?
Like I want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I ain't supporting it. And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement. And I love the sparring and the music you get.
Mm-hmm.
But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it. They almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
No matter what he makes, no matter what he says. And it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
Now, is that true, or people already did not like Drake like that? Like, in my opinion, I believe that people tolerated Drake and they felt the way that they felt about him, but nobody said anything. Kendrick is that person that really put a lot of feelings out there that a lot of people been feeling, but they just didn't want to speak on it because they didn't want to sound like they was hating. So I don't think that people are just piggybacking off of Kendrick Lamar as far as these are newfound feelings. I believe a lot of people felt that way before, but just never really spoke on it. They really just tolerated Drake for him being who he is at the moment.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands, especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the finger. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing. And, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song, I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I had this point of view.
Like, are you serious? Like, Jay-Z, yeah, I'm gonna let him say what he gotta say, and we gonna go on that.
Do because I
Yeah.
know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about
Well,
it.
even
Mr. Takeover versus Ether. Like, you really gonna tell me that battling shouldn't be a part of the culture like that? That's been going on before Jay-Z on to the hip hop. During those days in the 80s, they was battling. So what are you gonna talk about? Just you don't think battling should be part of the culture now? Like, the one thing I can agree, like, yeah, now that social media is involved, it can be amplified even more. But they didn't even have social media during the time that Biggie and Tupac was going at it, and it still escalated. So social media, it plays a part, but it isn't everything. Brian said, anyone remember when rap battles were about respect and mutual admiration? Now they're calling for actual death against their competition. Yeah, I hear you on that. And that I guess that depends on the certain type of battles. Nobody was gonna, like, even though with the whole Kendrick Lamar and the Drake situation, I think one of the security guards ended up getting popped, but I don't think that was related to the whole beef. I think the security guard has some other stuff going on with some other people out there in Canada. But unless you're talking about Chicago beef, to where they're really just talking about drilling and actually unaliving whoever it is that they don't like, normally, like, J. Cole and like, I hear where you're coming from, Brian, but I don't agree with it 100%. Like, even back then in the 90s, when Common and Ice Cube and Cypress Hill and all that stuff, when they was beefing, nobody ended up losing a life. Now, you might have got beaten up somewhere, especially with them, the whole Death Row and Ruthless Records days. Like, yeah, you say that you down with Death Row or whatever it is, you'll probably get jumped. So that's always been a part of the culture. And I think you can blame that on the machismo, the manhood part of everything, because battling used to be about, yeah, respect and braggadocious of how you're better than the next. But shit, it's like people getting their feelings about a lot of stuff. Bro said those Canadian beavers are ruthless. Oh man, but I hear where you're coming from. Nowadays, a lot of people do definitely take it a little bit overboard and a little bit too far when it comes to this whole beef stuff. But I don't think that was going to transpire from Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Even with the whole Jay-Z and Nas beef, nobody was out there. Nobody lost their life behind that. So, beef is always a part of the game. Like Ludacris and T.I. beefing, nobody lost their life on that. Lil Flip and T.I. beefing, nobody lost their life. So, it's a part of the game. Rap is a very competitive sport. And even in basketball games, bro, you have fights. So, it's a part of the course, man.
Oh, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a link in the description where you can watch the clips at the beginning in full and on GQ, where the Summer Man did an interview with Jay-Z, and it supposedly happened back in January. It's just releasing now. Kind of seems like Jay-Z about to do a rollout for an album. Maybe we did see they announced some concerts in New York for the summertime, but some things got addressed right there. He said other stuff as well.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z probably be putting out another album soon too. I don't think it was necessarily the artists, but the listeners are the ones using these artists to represent their asinine behavior and mentalities. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like low key with social media, yes, that's the people that's going to amplify it because they're stands. And if anything, they will be the ones possibly crashing out on another fan compared to the actual artist, the people that's involved, you know. And that's crazy because it's like, damn, like the artists, they're making money, they're not really tripping over it like that. But you got these fans that be willing to like to really take somebody out over this. So it's like, and they don't even know you. So yeah, I hear where you're coming from on that. A lot of these artists, I mean, a lot of these fans are damn near like that Eminem song stand to where they damn near do anything that to make sure that their favorite artists be on top, including doing something to hurt somebody. So yeah, like I think parasocial, like what they call it, like parasocial, to where like people see certain people on the internet and they really believe like they know them. Like if somebody said hi to them and oh yeah, we're friends. Like I really do think that's such a thing to where a lot of people kind of blur the lines of what's really going on to where they take it a little bit overboard and they really become like obsessed, you know. And I don't know if that has anything to do with mental illness or something, but yeah, I think nowadays, like I disagree with the whole what Jay-Z was saying, like as far as there shouldn't be battling and beefing and all that stuff. But I do understand that social media kind of amplified it and gave basically quote unquote fans or nobodies a voice to where they can weaponize whatever situation and make it go all bad just because of how they feel and what they believe. So yeah, I hear you on that, bro.
Well, when you watch more of it, I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but the battle with Drake, Kendrick, and was he choosing sides? Did he have a pick in it? And he said directly, hey, I did business when it came to it. The one who had the monster year, that's what I went with. It ain't have nothing to do with me at all. And Jay-Z, even when you hear him, he said he sound crazy, just being the guy that he is and what he done with battles and how he feels about battles right now and the way they play out. Plus, to be all the way 100, he also know it sound the way because he put Kendrick Lamar on the stage for the business. Hey, it was off of a battle. It was part of the biggest record, but hey, I still did business with it, so it do sound crazy for me to come out and say this now. But what he was really echoing was what social media is today and how every single day on the internet during that battle and even today at times, somebody's pushing a narrative with the Kendrick and Drake stuff. And it's a lot of things to go around with that. Not just the fans, not just the consumer, but these guys' brands. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you like how you want to eat the pie or take it in, they all are going to push product or things in these blogs. They fans, the ones that's loyal do, but the artist teams and they self, they push these narratives in the blogs as well. And I'm not saying it's just with Drake or Kendrick. That's the entire hip-hop game at the label level. The labels and their marketing teams and their A&Rs or whoever, not even their A&Rs, their marketing team, the people that work with them under their umbrella at these labels, they pay for some of these narratives to get pushed to these blogs. And I do understand what he's saying. Back in the day, he went across the line with Nas. A lot of people crossed the line back in the day, but you would move on because we didn't have social media in that time. Wasn't nobody going and looking up nobody personal business, digging deep, able to push narratives and conspiracy theories that just lasted and stayed there for the entire time where it just lingered on and on. It's like, bro, they really be on some stuff. You can't even say you like one song. If you like this song, you're hating. If you like that song, you're hating. If you like this song, well, you got to pick a side now. And I'm like, hey, bro.
I do agree with that. It seems like a lot of that's been going on now to where it's like all or nothing. To where if you do like my whole thing is, I think Drake is a cool artist, and I think he's a cool artist for a particular reason. Now, I think Kendrick is a dope artist, and I think he's a dope artist for a particular reason. You know, so nowadays, people damn near you can't even keep it real and say like, well, you know, I like what he does and I like what he does. They really make it to where you have to be divided in 100% on one side or 100% on the other side, you know. And I don't think that that's right, because you can dislike somebody, but if they come across and say something that's accurate, you could be 100% honest and be like, yo, you know, I don't like that person, but they speaking the truth. It's called keeping it real. And a lot of people don't really keep it real nowadays. They're so caught up in their fandom or they being a fanatic, they have a hard time being honest. 89.99999% of the population has some sort of mental instability. I think you're right, man. And man, I was driving through the neighborhood the other day and I was just seeing, you know, a couple of people that I'm gonna assume, but they didn't look like they was too right in the head, and it made me wonder, like, damn, is the mental state of the average person dwindling? Because it seems like there's more people that you see on the corner that's like strung out, you know, just looking crazy, to where it's like they should be in some type of psych ward. You know, and those be the same people that will end up doing something to somebody. And I'm not saying like, oh, they need to go, but I think they need their help. And on top of the fact that in the Black community, like, you know, worrying about your mental health isn't something that's very it isn't praised like that. Like nowadays a little bit more, but yeah, back in, let's say, the mid 80s, early 90s, like you'll be considered weak if you talked about something like mental health related. But now, you know, you see more commercials and everything, and it's kind of more accepted. So I don't know. Like I think a lot of people are on the mental decline because it's a lot of BS that's been going on. So maybe a lot of people are just falling under the pressure. But I digress.
I can like whatever I want to like. I do remember specifically when Jay and Nas was going at it. I most definitely liked the Ether from the day it dropped, but that didn't stop me from listening to Jay-Z music that I liked, or anybody in this game that I like. Hey, bro, I like this with Mo. I like that with Mo. Oh, I feel like he won the battle, but I'm still for the jam both of them. Whoever my top artist is, that's who my top artist is. I'm listening to everything all around the country. Ain't no, hey, bro, I got to pick a side, or, hey, well, this artist is cool with this artist. I'm just a fan of the music, so I got to choose and not rock with nobody on that side that's rocking with him. Or if they give their honest opinion, oh, well, you chose a side already. And some of these artists push that line as well, where they kind of have that and feed into that type of time. And then I feel like ultimately this battle is still going on today for the simple fact, well, this conversation is still going on. Drake drug it out a little bit more with that lawsuit instead of just taking that L.
Hey, two things that he said is right. Yeah. The fans are really different. And Drake definitely drug out this whole situation with that lawsuit. Like Kendrick did what he did. He said what he had to say, and then he bounced. But then now all of a sudden, you know, Drake's still been taking shots and all this shit, to where it's like, bro, give it up. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like Drake probably introduced the first lawsuit, you know, after a rap battle, and that's soft as hell, bro. Man, shout out to urban politicians, man. Like, yeah, I really rock with his videos and shit, man. Bro, pretty solid. Brian said, let me switch this. Brian said, not everyone like hamburgers, some prefer hot dogs or tacos. Same with music, different tastes, different mindsets. Enjoy what you enjoy and respect what others enjoy. And that's what it is, bro. Like, hey, you hit the nail on the on top of the head with that one. Like, that's the problem nowadays. A lot of people, and that's what I was saying, like, as far as like us being black and everything, they say that we're not a monolith, and then as soon as we say something that's different, that's outside of the norm or whatever, you know, you get scrutinized for it. So I do agree. Everybody don't have the same taste. Everybody don't like the same stuff. But all you can do is respect the next person for their choices, or even ask them why they like a particular thing. But a lot of people don't take the time to do that. So That's why things the way that they are nowadays. And I really feel like a lot of people, or I really think a lot of people, they just really be tripping, bro. To where you can't have your own opinion without people feeling some type of way about it. And I think that's whack as fuck, to be honest with you. Agree 100%. Yeah, man. Just nowadays people really want you to ride on people's coattails. And maybe that's where I might offend certain people and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I like people, but I'm not no fan of anybody. And I don't even want to get religious and all that stuff. But yeah, it's only one person that I'm a fan of. And that can be offensive to certain people, because at the end of the day, people are human. And humans, we all make mistakes and stuff like that. But so when you start putting people on pedestals and treating them like they're deities and God figures and stuff like that, that's where you really start making a mistake, you know. And then come to find out later on, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I was supporting that person. So, you know, it's crazy that Jay-Z is doing this interview. I'm kind of like I'll say it again, I'm kind of disappointed that he took this interview to the platform of GQ instead of any of the other successful podcasts or platforms that could have actually been fed. The people that's being fed right now are the people that's reacting to it. You know, like, well, this channel isn't monetized, but the other people that's making videos and content on it, they're feeding themselves with it, you know. But he could have actually went to a different platform to where people actually would have been making a lot of money. Let's see that. I'm pretty sure that Jay-Z, let me Google YouTube. That Jay-Z interview, I know it's going to hit multiple millions. And let me see. Jay-Z GQ is going to hit. I already know it's going to hit multiple million. And so far, 15 hours ago, it says 693,000 views. So it's almost at its first million views. You know how much money that is? Like, do you know how much money that is that's going to be generated from that? So the fact that he took it to that platform is kind of like, I see what you're doing, but damn, bro. You telling me nobody else could have been beneficial from that? So yeah, man. And then this whole situation with him and him and this stuff that's associated with Diddy, like, I don't know how many people gonna believe it and stuff, but it is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, whatever you do in the darkness is going to come to the light. So you might as well try to be 100% honest with whatever you're doing. But hey, people gonna do what they want to do, and they're gonna get caught up. So I put the link out there. Hold up, I put the link out there if anybody want to join real quick. I'm not gonna be on here all night long like I normally would, but I'm getting my schedule together to where oh my God, my bad. I'm getting my schedule together to where I'm gonna be more consistent on this channel and on my main channel. And I got some more content on this channel that I'm about to start working on and rolling out to where people can get stuff throughout the whole week other than just the specific days that we go live. So far, what do y'all think about me going live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, to where we can talk about whatever topic that y'all feel is worthy of conversing about? Because I think right now, and I'm perfecting my schedule, so some things might change a little bit, but I think today I'm cool with Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I think those are the days that we're gonna go live. So hopefully y'all like that, man. Okay, Bar J says sounds good. I'll be there, be here for sure. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. As a matter of fact, let me do something. Um, 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 um. What the hell is going on? Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do with that. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, but I do appreciate everybody that pulled up, show their support and stuff. The beginning of all this stuff is going to be new. Absurd Saturdays talk about dolphins going wild and abducting people. Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna have you lead on that conversation on that one, bro, because I have no idea. Me no speak English on that, man. Hey, and Brian, hopefully you can pull up on Thursdays, Tuesdays. Wait, yeah, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Most likely, I'm gonna tell you the time of what we're gonna do. Right now, for the most part, the other people that I talked to them about it, they said 7 o'clock would be pretty decent. But things might change. I think the days are solid right now, but as far as the time, it might be anywhere between 6 and 8. But we're kind of like we might be locked in at 7 o'clock. So y'all should be able to know, like, hey, every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Saturday at 7 o'clock, we're gonna go live. We're gonna go live for an hour, and we talk about whatever topic that we need to talk about. So, hey, like I said, I appreciate everybody that pulled up. If y'all watching this on a replay, make sure that you hit that like. If you new, subscribe. Wait, what happened? Laughing out loud. Are you serious now? Yes, I'm serious. I am serious now. Thursdays are no go for me. Yeah, I understand that, bro. I understand that. If you can't pull up on Thursdays, then hopefully I can, have you up here Tuesdays and Saturdays. That'd be cool with me. Whatever it is, whatever that's available for you, we're gonna try to make sure everybody's on the same page, because I'm gonna have a panel of people, and I'll talk to several other people that's down with everything also. So, we just hit that hour mark, and that's what we're about to do. We're about to have the lives for an hour, and we're gonna take it from there. But hey, I appreciate damn, let's do it. Oh, for sure, yeah, let's do it. But yeah, we're gonna make this stuff pop. But hey, I appreciate everybody that pulled up. Hey, you can be anything that you want to be, just put your mind to it. So I'll let y'all on the next one.